Hey, what's up, people? It's James Charles back again with another interesting episode of Entertainment Business with James Charles. How you doing? Have you subscribed to this channel? Have you subscribed? Have you told somebody else? Have you? Come on, man. You're looking for fishers of men, people that will introduce and invite other people to come and subscribe to my channel. This thing is a hustle. This thing is a gospel. So please support my ministry. I really need your support. It's very important. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're subscribed, thank you. You're one of those people that actually has put this thing where it is today. But right now, we're going to the stories. Let's go. First on my list today is Cynthia Morgan. Cynthia Morgan had a press briefing where she brought media people to come talk about and probably know what she's coming out with in the next few days, few weeks. But in the course of that press briefing, people started asking questions, or media people started asking questions, and of course, the obvious came up. Jude Okoye again, the contract, and every other thing that comes with that particular story. So my concern today is Cynthia Morgan needs to stop talking about Jude Okoye. You need to move on. I mean, I understand the pain, I understand whatever she would have gone through at that time, and I understand the fact that it's not actually easy to let go. But I feel like if you want to move on in life generally, if you want to move on in any relationship, work, and every other thing that comes with the past, you just need to let it go, drop it, because it's like a weight on your shoulder. You need to drop it so you can focus on the future. I mean, since that interview or that Insta live that went down between Cynthia Morgan and what's her name, the other girl, it's been very, very positive. It's been hopeful for Cynthia Morgan, and what she needs to do is to stop letting those negativity come in between. The media is actually a funny business. People want sensation, people want stories, people want gist, want scandal. They want anything that will make people, gather and start talking. Cynthia Morgan, at one point or the other, had apologized to Jude Okoye, Joy Tongo, and every other person that was involved in her past. I feel like no matter what the situation is, don't even bring, because now it's becoming to stay yourself, because people now assume that, okay, if they just throw a question about Jude Okoye or about your past contract or about your past experience at you, you're just going to open your mouth and start, and that's what they're looking for. So you really need to avoid those things. Focus. Tell us about your new project. Like when people throw those questions at you, just tell them, the past is in the past. You want to only focus on the future. I know she's coming out with a new record. She confirmed that Davido had done his part, maybe sent his verse and everything. So we're probably expecting a record by Cynthia Morgan featuring Davido. I mean, even if she's not putting out that record yet, we shall know that Cynthia Morgan will be coming out with a new record anytime soon. And then time is of essence. You need to let it go. Now when they're hot, drop it already. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, the purpose for even talking about Cynthia Morgan today is that I just want to advise her, if she's watching, if somebody knows her, somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows, let her know that she should stop talking about Jude Okoye, stop talking about your past, let that one go. If people want to learn about contract and the experiences or how to go about it, they should first of all get a lawyer, and then they should also stay on this channel. This is because we'll be giving them nuggets about how to sign a contract, what a bad contract looks like, what a great contract. I mean, you can't even say there's no bad contract. It just depends on how you and your lawyer go about it at the end of the day, Abby. Because a contract might look great to artist A and his lawyer, and then to artist B and the lawyer, it will look like rubbish. Do you understand what I'm saying? So all of these things are just learning curves. It depends on which part of the divide that you find yourself. So move on, focus. Madrina, you don't hear. The Big Brother Nigeria reunion show continued this week, and the major topic for this week was the love triangle, or the relationship. Let me not say love triangle, it was the relationship. The ship things that used to go on social media. But so of course the obvious one that everybody is still standing since the show has been Ike and Mercy. But they took time to talk about the challenges, how fans has been dealing with them, with the things that they've been going through. And then apparently Ike loves to block Mercy. Is it block or mute? That's funny. But Mercy just feels like that's what he always does to me. But I like the two of them. I think they maybe not the relationship goals that people talk about every time. That's for me, but I like the synergy. But it still looks like a toxic relationship if you look at it from a microscopic point of view. That's microscopic point of view. So, but I like them. Ike and Mercy are gang. If you watch their show, you get what I'm saying, sir. But I just know that when it comes to relationship, it's about mutual understanding, it's about mutual respect, it's about give and take. All right. However, and wherever the relationship is going to, I wish them nothing but the best. But that's for the obvious relationship. So they also talked about the ones that could have, that did not, or the ones that probably happened but did not go far. I mean, the ship that sailed, or maybe never even sailed, or did not even take off. So there was Alo and Diane. There was also Fraud and Esther. So maybe they actually ended up dating, or maybe agreed to date. Should we say agreed to date? But after the house, some things went down that just didn't even work. Because you know, in that house, it's a confined space. You just see that everybody is great to you, everybody is beautiful to you. You just want whoever you can even just place your anchor on, you want to hold on to. But when you come out, that's where they really see reality. That's where they really realize that, oh no, this is not the truth. So I had to research or pay attention. I paid attention to Diane and Elizabeth. I thought their relationship was going to work outside the house. I remember that Diane was telling Elizabeth that she had somebody outside, or maybe she just said that there was a situation outside. I don't know whether that situation was now MG. I don't know if she really mentioned that she had a thing with that guy, but Elizabeth wasn't having it. Bro, I went online, okay, let me go and look for this MG. And when I saw the picture that just came first was that one that he was shirtless, and I say, So somehow, some way, I can understand how Elizabeth felt, because when you see, and then the guy is an actor, he's a popular, he's big in Ghana, he's also popping in Nigeria. So, and then we now have Elizabeth, who just came out of the big. So somehow, some way, because if you look at it, Diane probably would meet a lot bigger people, bigger celebrities, maybe get other opportunities through MG. Because I see that she didn't like the fact that Ibuka dropped that name. But yeah, so that I don't know if you wanted to make it mentioned, nobody wanted to leave it as MG, but Ibuka, why? Ibuka just said, just call his full name. And then Diana said, oh God, I didn't want to do it. Because then there's the possibility that MG had an original girlfriend, and Diane was probably running things with him. Maybe not, I'm just saying no. But that's the only reason, and one of the reasons why you don't want somebody to just call another person's name. And then, of course, for respect's sake. But I felt the pain when she walked out on that stage, or on that set. I mean, it was somehow. I feel like Elizabeth needs to grow up. In fact, that relationship wouldn't have even worked because Elizabeth had insecurity issues, and which might not be a bad thing. I think people have it every now and then. They have insecurities, especially for certain things that they feel like they are lacking in. Do you understand? So clearly, we can still see that there's still bad belly or bad blood. They are not happy. Elizabeth's not happy. Everyone does not even want to hear that. That's what I feel. I'm just saying, because sometimes when you look at the show, it tells you something else, but outside it's actually different. So, but with what I try to read from the conversation, I feel like Elizabeth is still very pained. Elizabeth was not happy about it. Elizabeth probably really liked Diane, but when that guy was always in the picture, see, one that part that he said, the guy walked into the club where they were, said hello to him, even picked his cup to have a drink from him. And after that, you still took your girlfriend, or your wannabe girlfriend. Is it wannabe? Okay, wait. Took your friend. Let me not say girlfriend. Took your friend away. Maybe not home. He said, but that kind of thing. As when you come to a club or come to a party with somebody, and then another person now carries then somebody else comes to play that whole on you. It can pain to the esophagus. And then there was Fraud and Esther. Personally, what I saw from the show that I watched, I felt like Esther tilted towards Fraud, because Fraud became the head of house at the ending part of the show. He became the head of house, not just the head of house. He also had veto power. So he had so much going on for him that he was at a vantage position, and Esther just needed that protection because from the start, Esther didn't really like Fraud. I mean, we saw that I thought that Esther didn't like Fraud, but after Fraud started getting all these things, all these accolades and trophies and opportunities, and Esther now started, this one, this boy don't win this thing, so let me just move. But it's a game, that's what it is. Everybody's looking for a way that will actually make it a lot easier for them to climb to the top. So I don't blame, there's no shame in it. But they said after the house now, so maybe they try to now move on as per se, have a relationship. And clearly, they had their differences. one of which he said was maybe their tribal differences, what's it called, tribal differences. Yes, there was also other. Fraud made it seem like Esther had another situationship. Yeah, she talked about how Esther will pull up with a flashy car when they go for an event. He probably doesn't have any flashy car, or maybe even pulls up with Uber. But Esther, on the other hand, puts up different flashy cars. Now, we were not there with, we cannot prove it, but Esther seemed to be like, oh, yo, me pull up with a flashy car? Like, yo, I'm surprised. No. But bottom line is that relationship, no, I think they said when they came back from Kenya, I don't know what would have transpired there, and then Fred just went, this thing will not work. It doesn't make any sense. And that's how they drifted away. So, what me, I don't know, are they still friends? We even, the show did not, watching it, I don't think they are still friends, because it's just like a recount of what would have happened or what caused their whole breakup or separation. And another one a ship that didn't fly again was Omashola and Venita. Omashola liked Venita when Venita came to the house. I remember I saw the part where Omashola was discussing with Fred, because when Venita came, Venita was like, if I boom somebody, where she walked now, he said, well, like, oh, you fine, but and then she was so they even thought she was a fake housemate. Once they saw that, okay, she has the name tag and everything. So, decide after a while they understood that okay, Venita was actually a housemate and who came to also take a shot at the big prize. Omashola liked Venita. He indicated, because he said they had a few things in common. Worry, do you understand? And they had a few things in common. So Omashola really wanted Venita. But after confiding in Fraud that he wanted Venita, in fact, Omashola was talking about how he went to cook for Venita, and then Fraud had now gone to give Venita something else. It was so funny that Venita was talking about how she came back maybe to the room or maybe to Omashola, and Omashola was now where he come from by this time. Okay, I'm sorry. It didn't work anyway. It just didn't work. Now, Fraud and Venita did not even work, because Fraud was like a butterfly. He wasn't sure of what he wanted in the house. He wanted to just, okay, let me see. But when I was not clicking, he now moved off again to other things. I think that was when Esther now got an opportunity to now jump in and then held on to Fraud till she left the house. So, but it was interesting. I mean, talking about relationship, these things happen. When they come into that house, everybody's target, so you get to hold on to whatever you want to hold on to. At the end of the day, it depends on how matured and how ready you actually are for that relationship. And let's see what happens next week. I don't know how long this show is going to run for, but it's been interesting so far. Please, they should just continue. In fact, even if they've stopped, they should be bringing them back to come and be asking more questions, because fans are always reacting. And if you go on Twitter or social media, you just see the hashtag. They don't even waste time. If you're the one on the chopping board, look, immediately you just see people just start pulling out memes, comments, and everything to express themselves about you. So it's interesting, and we're looking forward to next week. I hope you are. If you've not been watching, you better do, because you are missing. I'll say the last story I'm talking about today is about Freeze. Freeze was on the chopping. I told you last week that Freeze was on the chopping board. As in, Twitter is the judiciary. How are we going to put this thing? The fakest chief judge in this world lives on Twitter. So people were going at the Freeze. I don't know how. That's nothing hides. Once you put out something on the internet, once you both tweet, no matter how long you've done that, for somebody somewhere will pull it out from nowhere. So that the Freeze had put out a video earlier about his tour or interview with HushPuppi some months ago in Dubai. So of course I didn't even know it was, according to Daddy Freeze, it was 8 months ago. I didn't even know it was that long. I thought it was even longer than that time. And then this time somebody had pulled it out, saying that, oh, Daddy Freeze will be supporting a scammer, and then we'll be having the mouth to be criticizing pastors. It had different things that people were just saying about Daddy Freeze. But Daddy Freeze now took time, of course, to go and sit down. I like the guy. He's a smart guy. He's a content guy. He's somebody who's also attracting a lot of fan base. I mean, he has over 500,000 followers on Instagram. His Twitter is popping. His Facebook is popping. His YouTube is... Daddy Freeze is vocal. He goes in on all this. So then understand that it's also part of the hustle. If you don't understand, you better know. It's part of the hustle. And that's something. He embraces scandals. He embraces the negative talks. He embraces everything. And then all of those things, he also is able to convert them into numbers and money for himself. So he took time to actually address what had gone down from his own perspective. I mean, for someone like me, I'm not a fan of HushPuppi. I really don't care. I don't follow him. So even when I went to Dubai last year, I didn't bother to say I want to see HushPuppi. I want to there where I can meet this guy. I cared less. So, but for him, he probably has been, especially when if you're drawing a lot of attention, if you are controversial, if you are popping, you know what I'm saying, if you are happening, that it frees this guy that might want to bring you on the show, because it's going to also increase the ratings. It's what it is. So he took time out to hang out with HushPuppi, interviewed him, asked him questions, everything. But guess what? Before that time, he had done another interview on radio where some other persons who felt like they didn't know HushPuppi's sort of income and also criticized his lifestyle. They were on radio together and they called HushPuppi, or HushPuppi called live into the show, and then to address and answer questions about how he was making his money. And then he made it clear that, oh, I'm not doing any of these negative things. This is the thing I do. I do real estate. I am an influencer, and all of these things that he said about himself. It's not that it's his fault. I understand how people would have felt at that point in time when, okay, after this whole thing have gone down, or had gone down for HushPuppi, and then they want to start attacking that people that were affiliated to him. But that's not how it works. That the freeze, I don't know, I've not seen them together. Or when HushPuppi did HushPuppi come to Nigeria, it felt like that the freeze was enjoying himself. Was very happy to be in the or hanging out with HushPuppi, praising, and they were together making fun of people or haters in quotes on social media, that got you people. Your father salary, you are paying somebody XYZ amount, which is your father's salary for a whole year. All of those things. I can understand how people felt when they now saw those clips and then started attacking that they feel. But away from that, I mean, let's still remember that HushPuppi is still an accused. They've not gone to court. I don't know if they've gone to court, you can educate me. They've not gone to court. He's still an accused until he's proven guilty. Also on HushPuppi, the last report I saw this week as well says that Dubai police had handed him over to the FBI, that right now he's in America. I don't know how true this is. There are no other, I don't have proof to that, but that's something I read this week, that he had been handed over to FBI and he's been taken to America. I don't know, but bottom line is HushPuppi is not guilty until he's proven guilty, and they have to go to court. They have to lay down the evidences and then convict him proper, and in fact sentence himself. They will now know that, okay, it's the end for our brother HushPuppi. Oh. So the two songs I'm listening to this week, I'm bopping into this week, is Man on Fire by Diane. It was on my playlist last week. Well, trust me, it's still on repeat on my playlist even this week. So Man on Fire by Ida Hams. It's also Tom Polo by B-Ways featuring Eriga and PayPal. Tom Polo, you need to check it out. All of these songs are on all DSPs, all digital streaming platforms, from YouTube, iTunes, Deezer, Spotify, all the streaming platforms. So that's it for the show this week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment if you have any suggestion, if you have anything that you want to tell me, if you have any comment on the stories I talked about today, please let me know. Please leave it on the comment section. Subscribe to this channel if you like it. Tell somebody, who's tell somebody, preach the gospel, spread the word. Let them know that there's a cool channel here, that the guy is trying. This is like the 7th edition. I mean, and then what else? Yes, ring that bell, the notification bell, ring it, so that when I drop a new video, you get to pick it first thing. You just be like, once I drop it like this, you'll be first to get it on your phone or your watching device. So thank you very much for watching. I love you. I know you love me too. Peace.